So thing is actually, I'm going to talk about basic of what cloud is, what DevOps is actually. What is cloud? What is DevOps? In general, I'm going to talk actually. It's not specifically to AWS, or it's not specifically to Azure Cloud, or it's not specifically to GCP, Google Cloud, or same with the DevOps actually. This is a general conversation, general class, what cloud is, why we needed cloud, what DevOps is, why we need DevOps actually. This is the thing. See, actually, first I'm going to demonstrate about cloud, why we need cloud, why people are crazy for cloud actually. Okay. And actually, if I go by definition, there are so many definition of this actually, so many definition. So in general, you can understand cloud is a virtual storage. Okay. Cloud is a virtual storage. So cloud is a actually virtual storage. Okay. Virtual storage means if cloud is a virtual storage, then what was before cloud? I'm talking about storage, right? I'm talking about technology actually. I'm talking about the storage here. So what was before cloud? Why we needed cloud actually? So in that case, there was a two thing actually. There was a two thing. I think you people might know about on-premises cloud. Cloud is of two type actually. Before cloud, okay, one is on-premises, and another one is a cloud. You will understand why we needed cloud actually, because you should know about the technology, why we need this technology, why this technology came into picture. This is the scenario here. On-premises means on-prime means on-prime means, see how before this I am going to demonstrate one more thing actually. See, cloud is a storage, right? Storage means data will be stored somewhere. Data will be stored somewhere. You know, there will be one certain kind of place where data will be stored. So in case of cloud, data will be stored in data centers. This is a basic, you people know about this thing, I think. Okay. Data will be stored in data centers actually. There will be so many data center, because you cannot store, you know, we say virtual cloud means, if we talk about virtual cloud means, it doesn't mean we are storing that into air, you know. It's not like we are storing this into air, you know. We are storing somewhere. There will be a data center actually, where we will store data. In data center, there will be each and everything. We will have a hard disk. We will have each and everything there actually. You can think about running computer. We have a computer there actually in data center. But those data center is maintained by another person, not us. Those is maintained by a company, different company. Okay. As you know, AWS, we have a AWS cloud that is maintained by Amazon. We have a Azure cloud. Azure cloud is maintained by Microsoft. We have a GCP. GCP is maintained by Google Cloud. Actually, my mean to say there are so many actually, more than 100 clouds actually, more than 100 clouds now. So the people who is running cloud, who is having cloud, they are running data centers actually. They have their own data center actually. They have their own data center. So this is the thing with the data center actually. And that is not, that is a virtual cloud. Okay. And yes, please. Anybody there? Okay. Sai, can you mute yourself, please? So it's something like that on premises. See, if I am talking about on premises, before data center, what was? Before cloud, what was? Actually, see, on premises means we will have a data center here as well, used to have a data center here as well. But whatever the data center, whatever the management, whatever the things, like storage, hard disk, or whatever, storage, each and everything was within the premises. Within the premises means, suppose my company name is Amazon. Okay, suppose my company, I have my own company. Suppose I have my own company and I will have a data center in that particular company owned by me, not owned by third party. This is owned by third party, right? These data center are owned by third party. Another party is owning this, right? Amazon is owning this data center. Azure is owning, Google is owning data center, right? Owned by another company, and this is for rent actually. Okay, whatever we need, this is for a rent actually. But in case of on-premises, supposing Amazon is my company, so this is my cloud, and whatever the storage, whatever everything I'm going to do here, then I think you might need to have this question in your mind. So this was good actually. Why we needed cloud? We are maintaining each and everything. We are doing everything. We are setting up our security. Each and everything we are doing, right? So why we needed third party? How we can trust third party actually? Why we needed third party for to store our data or to do something, to do some cloud computing or do some another kind of stuff. So why we need another person, right? This should be a question. So thing is, see, what is the drawback actually? Why cloud came into a picture? On premises, see, if I'm just giving you example of small things, okay, just a small thing. Suppose in on premises, if I want to set up my own system, okay, if I want to set up my own system, I need some kind of memory. I mean to say, I need some kind of RAM. I need some kind of RAM. I need some kind of hard disk. I need a processor. I need many things, like I need a computer. Basically, I need one system. Okay. I'm just giving you a small example. Okay. Just a small example. I'm going here costing. I'm going here for costing. Why we needed cloud actually? Why we moved from on premises? Why people are moving from on premises to the cloud? There is a specific term. This is the interview question. First interview question. Migration actually. There is a particular term for this. This is called migration. Why we are migrating? People are not going to talk like this, okay? People will talk to you like this. Why we need migration? Do you have idea what the migration means? If he'll talk about migration, then you should understand what he's talking. He's talking migration means pushing whatever you have in on premises to cloud. That is called migration. Okay, this is the first question. And second question they might ask, do you have idea about the on premises migration? Do you have idea about the migration? So that I'll teach you later stage. Okay. So see, I was going for cost, right? You need some kind of RAM here. I'm giving you memory. I'm giving you some kind of like memory. Okay. You people need some kind of RAM, maybe whatever, memory. I'm just giving you like 8 GB XYZ, right? I'm 8 GB, something, some kind of like, okay, 8 GB. And you need some kind of hard disk, like I'm taking example of 1 terabyte, 1 TB. You need 1 TB of hard disk. Or you need some kind of processor like i7 or whatever, See, calculate now how much you need, how much money you need to put here. I think you need to spend around, I'm taking less, actually, I'm not putting more money. So see, it will cost you around, if I go to market standard, it will cost you around 60,000 RS. Okay. Now, see, so you people might think now, oh, this is a very small, still this is a small cost, right? So my thing is, you don't need only one system, right? If you are working in industry, right? If you have industry, small industry, or if you have a big industry, you don't need. I'm going to give you another example. I'm going to give you another example. See, on an average, Facebook, Everybody knows about Facebook. Facebook is generating every day 5 to 6 petabyte of data. 5 to 6 PB of data. It means, this means, okay, 5 to 6 PB of data means you can store more than 5 lakh movie. Okay. You understand now. If Facebook is generating this much of data, they need to save the data, right? It's not they'll erase the data of the customer. They'll erase the data and they throw this data into a garbage. They cannot do that. Otherwise, how another person will access their data in the future if they need, right? So they need to back up this data. You understand now? 5 to 6 petabyte of data daily. Now you consider the cost. Now you check the cost, how much expensive it will be if we are going on premises. See, don't think this is just a demo class. This is a basic of data. This is a basic of DevOps and cloud engineering. Okay, you guys need to know why we needed this. They are going to talk in the interview. They are going to talk about this. So you should know each and every aspects of this. So please focus here. So thing is, Facebook is generating this much of data. See, now calculate the cost here. To save, see here how much I'm saving. I'm saving only 1 TB of data. 1 terabyte of data. Here how much I'm saving? Around 5 to 6 petabyte of data. So how much expensive it will be to store the data in on-premises cloud. So initial capital investment, whatever the capital, because you need initially you need everything, right? So initial capital investment is very, 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 very high on premises cloud. So because of that, not many startups actually, if you are talking about data, if you are talking about cloud and all that kind of stuff, there are not many startups actually in on premises. So building and setting company is very difficult because it's very quite expensive. So another thing, I'm going to go here. See, why cloud actually now? See, I'm going to show the difference. Just let me say this one if you guys need it. If you guys need this, so see another thing, cloud. Now cloud. What is the advantage of cloud now? Why we needed cloud now? Okay, you understood why we needed cloud, right? On premises cost is very, very high, so we cannot overcome that. See, here capital investment is very less. See, and another thing, if you want to set up one machine in cloud, okay, you can set up your own memory, whatever, whatever you can buy, whatever your requirement is. Whatever requirement is, suppose you want like 16 GB of RAM, you want 16 GB of RAM, or you want hard disk, right? Something like you want 6 terabyte of hard disk, okay, 5 TB of hard disk. You can set up by own, whatever the requirement, okay, whatever processor you want, like i7 or whatever, more higher than these two you can take. So whatever the requirement is, you can configure your machine according to that. But what is the advantage? Suppose you need this only for 1 hour, okay, you can set this for 1 hour, and after this you can delete. So what costing will be only for 1 hour, only for 1 hour, okay, whatever you used, whatever configuration, whatever the things you used, Amazon or Azure or GCP is going to charge you that, okay, GCP, Amazon, or this is going to charge you that, only that, okay, they are not going to charge you more other than this. So as pay as per you go, means how long you are using, they will charge you only that. They are not going to charge you extra. Okay, this is the advantage of cloud. There are so many advantages actually. The time I'll go in real time, the time I'll teach you people, the time I'll taught you more. This is just a small demonstration of actually. So another thing is, basically cloud will be of 3 types. See, this is a general conversation about GCP, Azure, and AWS. This is the basic for all 3. Okay. This is very, very important in cloud. If you are talking about cloud, IaaS, SaaS, and in middle there will be a PaaS. Infra as a services, platform as a services, software as a services. Means what cloud is doing actually, cloud business is Basically, cloud business is of three type actually. This type, IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. My mean to say in this, see, I'm giving example of each and everything what these three are. I'm going to give you short and simple example. See, I'm giving you example of one laptop. You have one laptop, okay? You have one laptop without any operating system. If you don't have operating system, means you don't have a software as well. You cannot install any software, right? That is IaaS. Okay. Software, any computer, any desktop or any laptop without any computer, any laptop without any OS. Okay, that is IaaS, infrastructure, or we call it IaaS, infrastructure as a services. So another thing is soft platform as a services. In platform as a services, what we have, if you install OS, that is operating system. Okay, if you install OS, operating system, I'm going to give you a small example of this. Is a very small example of this. PaaS, SaaS, and IaaS. This is the basic of cloud. So, and if I'm going to install OS, okay, this is the example of if I'm going to install OS, then it will become PaaS. And if I'm going to install OS plus software, software means any software like a Gmail I have, Gmail, any software like Gmail I have, Facebook I have, means Gmail is an example of software as a services. Facebook is an example of software, Telegram, LinkedIn, anything, any software you can use. Okay. For that, see, you no need to configure your hardware resources, right? That software will be whatever the software, that software will be free to use. You can use that, right? Whether it's a free or paid, that is a different thing. This is a different thing. But software as a service, and then Gmail is example, Facebook is example. So now, see, I will relate this with the cloud. How cloud are doing business here? See, this is a normal definition of this. Software as a service is IaaS or PaaS. See, I'll write here only hardware. This is the only hardware here. Okay. Means if you need only IaaS services, okay, there will be services. Okay. Whatever the services, there will be services under this. Okay. There will be services under IaaS. Okay. So interviewer will ask you one question. What are all are the services comes under IaaS? Okay. The time he'll talk, you need to understand which services give on which services, from which services you can configure only hardware. If you guys have understanding about AWS or Azure, then I'm going to give you just a small example. See, something like EC2, you are creating EC2 instances, right? That is an example of infrastructure creation. VM, virtual machine we are creating, right? That is an example of. So if you are talking, okay, they might ask you, have you ever worked on IaaS level? Then you can talk, yeah, I worked on IaaS level. I have created VM, virtual machine. I have created EC2 instances. If you are working on AWS, you can talk like this, okay? So means there will be a rental services according to this configuration. There will be a rental services according to this configuration. So mainly cloud is doing these three services actually, IaaS, PaaS, and CS. This is the basic actually. This is the basic for all three cloud, whether you are going with the GCP, whether you are going with Azure, whether you are going with Amazon. Okay, this is the just a small overview about this. Now I am going to give you overview of, I'm going to give overview about DevOps actually. DevOps, and for Lalit and Kishore, this is very important for you people. Okay, basics actually. This is the basic understanding of what DevOps is actually. See, I had a conversation about. I'm just giving you a small overview, okay? Because see, I have more than 10 years of experience. Okay, Kishore and Lalit know this. Okay, more than 10 years of experience. I worked abroad as well. More than 10 countries, traveled many countries. So it's very difficult to, in one or two lecture, it's very difficult to teach each and everything what I learned from 11 or 10 years. It's very difficult. So I'll try to maximize as much I can, as I try to give you maximum how much I can actually. See, DevOps actually. What DevOps is? Okay. What DevOps is actually. If you can see here, there is a two term here, automatically there is a two term. The time you'll work in industry, you'll understand what is development, what is operation. This is a two team actually. Basically, this is a two team actually. Dev team means development team plus ops team, operation team. Okay. Development team plus operation team actually. According to people, actually people talk it, this is a methodology, this is a culture, but different definition for different people, what people think about this is an integration of people in a real scenario. Now again, why we needed DevOps actually, why DevOps came into market. Before we used to follow one traditional method, right? Before what we used to do actually, this is back in 2000 actually, what we used to do, we used to have a client, right? We used to have one client requirement. Something like this used to happen before actually. We used to have a simple client. So client used to give us whatever the requirement, whatever the customer requirement was. So he used to pass us. So we used to do a development. Developer will do a development, right? This was the old method actually. I'm going to I'll teach you people the see, developer is going to develop something, right? He's going to use the programming language, whatever programming language, right? PHP, Java, or whatever. PHP, Java, .NET is trending too. This is good language too. .NET, or nowadays people are crazy for Python. Okay, these are people. Developer are building some kind of application using these languages actually. So developer is developing. So this was a traditional old method actually. This was an old method of building things. So developer was doing like this. So after this, there was a QA team actually, test team, right? Around 2010, there was a lot of craze for a testing guy actually. Not 2010 till 2015 actually. A lot of craze for testing. There was a testing, and there was a testing team, and another thing. Testing, and after there was a QA team actually. UAT team of developer. UAT team of client actually. I'm taking here actually. UAT team of a client. So this was a traditional old method of delivering product actually. They was doing testing, and after testing, if this is successful, they were sending this to a UAT, and UAT is from, see, there is a two testing team in the real life scenario. Okay, just remember this. This is a technicality actually. This is a logic in industry. There is a two testing team. See, one is from company side. Developer is working in my company. Tester is working in my company. Client is from different organization. Okay, client will have one UAT. Okay, developer will develop some kind of application. He'll send this to a tester. Okay, if tester say this application is running, okay, you can send this to a client. Okay, this will be sent to a client. Okay, but before taking client, before client will take this application, client will check whether this application is okay or not. So he'll have his own testing team. He'll test that application. If that is running okay, if that is running okay, means that is okay, means, but this in real life, this is not going to happen actually. This will go automatically. Definitely there will be different version of that, will be 1.0. okay, application version 1.0, then application version 2.0. If client says, okay, you have a problem here, please recheck this one and pass it to me. then forward it to me, then that will be a 2.0. 3.0 means third version. If there is some another kind of mistake, then it will go to 3.0, 4.0, 5.0 until unless client no accept this application. Okay. What is the drawback here? Check here. In old method, traditional method, we call it waterfall as well. So what is the problem here? See, you can check what is the problem here actually. See, if client want to make some kind of changes in middle, okay, if you want some change, some code change or some UI means user interface, what we are seeing, what we can see, that is called UI, user interface. You want to change something XYZ, okay. Then see, here, what is the traditional method? Developer will develop each and everything. Then only he can send to a tester team, right? It's not like one code he built and he sent to a tester check that. It's not like this, right? He need to build complete application here. Then only he can forward this to another person. You understood this? If client have some kind of change, if developer developed that and that is in testing team, developer need to again build this one from a scratch and again need to send this to a tester. You know, this is very hectic task. This is a very hectic task. So DevOps came into a market actually. So to overcome this stress, actually, DevOps came into a market. Actually, what is the working scenario of DevOps actually? See, now you'll understand what is the working scenario of DevOps and how easy it is now. Okay. So thing is, see in DevOps actually, what happened? This is the end-to-end process for DevOps. Okay. Can say project integration as well. See how IT business is. Okay. We'll have a client. I'll have a client here in DevOps. I'll have one client. Okay. I'll have one client. He will have some kind of requirement here. I'll have a client. He will have some kind of requirement. He want to build one application. Build one application means COVID application. Suppose you want to build some kind of COVID application. He'll reach to my company. He'll reach to Cloud Knowledge. He'll reach to my company and he'll talk with our company. Okay, he want to build the application actually. So we'll send him a business analyst. What you need to know role and profile of every individual. What business analyst is. What is the work of business analyst? People might ask you because the time you are working real time, you need to know the scenarios actually. This is scenario based. Business analyst will take all his requirement, all clients requirement. He'll take each and everything he'll take from the client and then he'll pass this to a developer because developer is going to build the code, right? It's a developer who is going to build the code here. You people know that. I'm not going more deep now here. Developer means he is going to build each and now dev side is going to come. Okay, developer is going to come. So he is going to use the different language, PHP, Java. See, as a DevOps engineer, it's very important. You people, it's mandatory actually, not very important. It's mandatory. You need to know which language this application is built. Okay, according to that, we have to create a CI/CD, continuous integration and deployment. That I'll teach you. The time I'll teach you actually. Okay, this is the thing. And another thing is, next is going to come here. See, there is advantage here. We are going to talk about VCS, version control system. Version control system means Git and GitHub will come into a picture. Git and GitHub. There are so many tools for another like a Bitbucket, many tools actually. Git and GitHub, version control, Azure Repo 2 for if we are working, if we are working in this. Sai, am I audible to you? Voice is very low. You send me a text. Voice is very low. Git and GitHub. So we are going to, whatever the developer is going to build, he is going to pass code to a Git and GitHub. See, in real life scenario, see, if we are building application, there won't be a single page, 1 or 2 page, right? there will be so many pages of code, right? Like thousands of code. So it's not possible, Now, okay, Sai. Okay, you can talk, no problem. If you have any kind of difficulty, you people can unmute yourself and you can talk, no problem. So see, developer is going to push the code to Azure Rapid or Git and GitHub. This is a version control system. Actually, there is a specific term for this, VCS, version control system. Now you people understood what version control system is, right? Version control system means, do you people know about Android nowadays? Android 11, Android 12, Android 6, Android 5, Android. This is the version control system, means slight modification, add-on modification on previous version. That is called version control system. Okay. So our work, Sai, Kishore and Lalit, see, our work starts from here now. See, as a DevOps engineer, if you are working in a DevOps, our work will start from here. Okay, our work will not start from here. Our work will start from here. So there will be n number of, actually, see, there might be a 10 developer, 20 developer. They are going to push their code to a Git and GitHub. We are going to take a code from here. This is our job. Our job starts now. We are going to take a code from here, and after we are going to make a CI/CD of that. CI/CD means, this is very brain, heart of DevOps engineering is a CI/CD. Okay. There is a two term here. This is not one term, actually. This is a two term, CI and CD. CI means continuous integration and continuous deployment. Okay. Before this, okay, I'll go more deep in this. I'll talk more. I'll talk about Ansible first. Okay, let me talk about Ansible first. See, we are going to make a CI/CD of this. We are going to make a CI/CD, and after we are going to push this to a Ansible. We are going to create an environment, actually, here. We are doing we'll do configuration management here, actually. Ansible, we'll use Ansible here. Ansible, or either it can be a Terraform. We can create an infrastructure, actually. To create an infrastructure, we can use a Terraform, IAC, infrastructure as a code, or Ansible. We can use this one. And after, then we can get actual application here. Okay. This is a COVID application. Okay. What is the client requirement was COVID application. This is a client's requirement. This was a client requirement, right? Now, this is going to, suppose a COVID application means there will be so many things, right? Front end, there may be so many things. If I type a URL, something like, if I type a URL, something like www.covidapp.com or something like this, if I'll type this URL, COVID app or something, there will be separate a URL for this. So where I'll reach here. So I can access here, this application. Okay. Now see the process here. This is a process here. Okay. Now, okay. See, this is a process. This is our work, actually. As a DevOps engineer, this is our work, actually. See, apart from this, there is a tool as well. So I'm going to talk about CI/CD as well. Don't worry, people. So Docker and Kubernetes. Docker and Kubernetes. Okay. There is two tools as well. So after this, I'm going to talk about this tool. See why we needed this one. Why we needed this one. You should know, what is the work of these things. Each and every tool. Why we needed these tools. So see, CI/CD means if you enable trigger, okay, we are going to generate the build here. This is a specific term, the time I'll teach you, you guys will understand very deeply. This is a very, basic thing and very, very important. I told you, this is the heart of DevOps engineering, actually. This is the heart of DevOps engineering. So CI means continuous integration. We are going to do a build. We are going to do my distraction, actually, here. Or you can say artifact. Okay, we are going to do artifact here. Okay, we are going to do a build here. Okay, in CI, continuous integration. Continuous integration means we are going to do a build, artifact, or packaging. This is the same term. Okay, this is the same term for CI. And continuous delivery means we are going to deliver this to a here. We are going to deliver this to our server. If somebody hit here www.covid.com, this will be shown here. So this is our process. But another thing is continuous. What do you mean by continuous? Means here, what is the advantage of DevOps engineering? Some people call it automation as well. Why automation? So if one developer is writing code here, something, okay, he have written something like contact us here. He has written something here, contact us. So that code will be pushed at the same time. That code will be pushed to a Git. From Git, it will be triggered to a, there will be a build. From build, we are going to deploy this to Ansible. You know, Ansible is going to create the environment where we need to deploy, you know, wherever we need to deploy. This will be sent here and automatically we can see that code. Continuously, this is going to happen. This is called triggering actually, continuous triggering. See, if something like this, if code will come here, okay, developer develop one code, this will go here, automatically this will go here, this will be integrated, CD will be there, continuous deployment, continuous integration means build will be there, artifact will be there, and after it will be delivered, continuously delivered to Ansible or Terraform, whatever the environment, actually, this is your choice here. After this, there is your choice. See, after this will be delivered here, after delivering this will be deployed to your application or server. Okay, there will be your application or server. If you hit that, you can access that. This is the DevOps process actually. In DevOps language, if I talk about this thing, you know, if I talk, there is another thing as well. See, I'll show you people SDLC of DevOps. Actually, you people might have heard about. See, have you seen this? I think you people might have heard about, might have seen about this, right? See, first thing is to plan. We will plan. Plan means what? Firstly, we'll go to a client. Actually, we'll see, you know, this is not actual one. Plan, client, package, verify, release. This one, not actual one. This is not actual one. STLC of DevOps. Yeah, this one is okay. Yeah, this one is okay. Can you see people? See, first thing is plan. Plan means what? Customer will have one requirement, right? Customer will say, okay, I want to build one COVID application. Then code developer will come. That thing will go to business analyst. Business analyst will send this to a code developer. Developer will build. Build means now you can understand, right? CI. Build means CI. Continuous integration. Continuously this is happening. Test means we are going to test as a DevOps engineer. There will be inbuilt system. We are going to test. Release means CD. Release means CD. Continuously deployment. Deploy means you understand now, right? Deployment, operation, operate. We are going to do monitoring. We are going to do monitoring of each and everything. You know how this is going to happen. What is a failure here? This is a DevOps life cycle actually in real life. I told you tool by tool because I taught you like this because you can understand what and all tool we are going to teach actually. I told you like this. It's easy way. There is so many things to talk about DevOps actually. I told you people in the beginning, right? So many things to talk about. I didn't talk. So the time I'll teach you people tool, I'll go very deep, you know, I'll go from scratch to top level actually. I'll give you a real-time project, okay? I'll make you work on real-time project and you guys have to submit that. So you guys will be confident, you know, how integration is happening. DevOps is all about integration. See, this is integration. You need to integrate from developer to Git to CI, CI to Ansible, Ansible to here. Now another tool is Docker and Kubernetes. Why we need Docker and Kubernetes actually? Docker and I'm just giving you a small, okay, just 0.5% of overview about each and everything. I'm not going more deep in this, okay? So don't think I'm not, you know, giving more stress on this. The time I'll teach you, okay, because I have to teach you each and every tool. The time I'll teach you each and every tool, I'll go very deep in this. You know, no one can give you this much of information that much of information I can give you in those tools actually. See, Docker means containerization. Containerization means you understand container, right? People who have idea about import export. Container means there will be a separate environment. Inside environment, we are going to run the application. We can run the so many application. Okay. Inside environment, there will, this is a container. Okay. I'm taking example of separate container. This is separate container. This is separate. This is separate. This is separate. In one container, you can have more than application. I'm going, okay, the time I'll teach, actually, I'll go more deep. Either you will be very confused. What I can do actually in Docker, suppose if I want to run any application inside, okay, here I want to run Gmail here, Facebook here, SQL here, HTML here, Java here, PHP here, .NET here, anything. If I want to build actually application, if I want to build application, if I want to run the application, I can run that inside a container actually. That I can run inside a container. Okay, you understand that. If I want application to run, that I can run inside container, and I can build that inside container as well. Inside container. What is the advantage of that? See, many advantages there. See, I can select, I have a separate environment, you know, I will know what kind of application I'm creating here. I'll know each and everything of this. This is very, you know, just learn only this much is because separate for Docker, I need at least 5 to 7 classes. Okay. So it's not possible to teach each and everything in 10 minutes, you know. Why we need Kubernetes? Actually, see, in real life, so many containers now. Okay. See, if I want to create a SQL database, I'll put one container and I'll create a SQL database. If I want to put HTML, CSS, or .NET, PHP, Java, anything, if I want to create, I'll create inside a container, then I'll run that application. Okay. Problem is nowadays orchestration. Orchestration means management. There is separate term for Kubernetes. Kubernetes is an orchestration tool for Docker. Means Docker management tool. Management is not a right term actually, can say. Orchestration is the right term actually. Orchestration is the right term for Kubernetes. So actually this was introduced by Google. First built by Google actually. So in 2016, it came into market. If somebody talk to you people, okay, I was working before 10 years in this, so means he's lying actually. Okay, Kubernetes came into market around 2016. It was open source actually. So no, before it was not open source. Kubernetes, I didn't remember actually. Google gave it to some organization for free, and then it became open source. So we can access this one now. So there are so many other tool other than orchestration tool, other than Kubernetes too. Okay. So see, things is we are going to do a Kubernetes. We are going to do a Docker management. Actually, whatever the management we are going to do, we are going to do a management with the. We are going to do a management. All the management kind of stuffs we are going to do with the Kubernetes. The people who is looking for. The people who is having more than 3 or 5 years of experience, they need to have a very good understanding of Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform or Ansible. Okay. Terraform or Ansible. Of course, CI/CD and GitHub is heart of this. So you need to understand. You need to have a very good understanding of Docker, Kubernetes and cloud. Okay. The people who are fresher, they need to understand GitHub, CI/CD and deployment side. Okay. They no need to go more deep into Docker and Kubernetes. They no need hands-on on Docker and Kubernetes. I'm going to teach a hands-on on Docker and Kubernetes. But the people who are fresher, they no need to stress more on Docker and Kubernetes. But you should know what is the work of this basic architecture, basic design. What is the basic design behind this? You guys need to know about this. You guys need to focus more here on Git and GitHub, on CI/CD. You'll get somewhere definitely, and one cloud. You people need to select one cloud. Whether you are selecting, I won't recommend you people go for GCP. GCP is very advanced version. Actually, the professional who are working more than 5 years, they need GCP. Not now, actually. You see, you no need to have a knowledge of each and everything, but certain time will come. Then you need to understand. Actually, then you people need to understand. That knowledge you need. So I want you people to select one cloud, whether that is a AWS, whether that is a Azure. If you are going with the Azure, integration will be different because Azure is a GUI. I think you people know, you should know about these two things. This is very, very, very important as an engineer, actually, not as a DevOps engineer. As an engineer, this is very important. One is the GUI, graphic user interface, another is the command line interface. Whatever the task we are executing, if we are using commands, something like in Linux to execute the task or execute something, that is called CLI, command line interface. From the command, we are doing each and everything. If we are using graphics, something like this, see what I'm doing here. I'm clicking here, right? I'm clicking here. I'll open this, my computer, something like this is a command line interface. This is a graphic user interface, means I'm using graphics user. I can see, right? User interface. I can see the user interface. That is GUI. Now, if you are working in Amazon, if you are working in AWS cloud or AWS DevOps, then you need to have a very brief understanding of CLI, command line interface. Means Linux is very, very important here, whether you are working in GUI or CLI. But in case of Amazon, it's mandatory. Okay. And in case of Azure, you can work on graphic user interface, or either you can work on command line interface as well. Means you can use a window as well, you can use a Linux as well. Here on this, there is a certain kind of limitation in Amazon cloud actually. So you need to have understanding about command line interface, that is Linux. So this is the thing actually. Okay. So I'm summing up here today. So any questions? I want you to have some question. If you have some question, I'll answer that. Kishore, any doubt, any question, something you want to ask? Lalit, Sai?
Actually, may I know what are the advantages of AWS versus Azure?
See, what is the advantage of AWS and Azure? See, I'll talk two way. Actually, see, if you are a fresher, okay, I'll talk you job wise, Sai. If you are a fresher, I'll talk you job wise first, okay. If you are a fresher, I recommend you to go for AWS. If you are an experienced guy, then you go for Azure. This is advantage as per your future. Okay.
Experienced guy can go with Azure, no?
Yeah, Azure will be very, very nice actually, because you can integrate things very nicely. If I have, I can show you. No, I don't have, because otherwise I would have shown you the actual there. See, Sai, for experienced guys, very easy to understand actually. This can be, Linux can be complicated. I'm not, I disappoint you people. Okay. If you spend, if you spend, because I'm here in institute, actually I'm working in night shift. I'm here, Sai and not Sai actually, Lalit and Kishore, they both of them, they know me actually. So I am here from 8 o'clock till 6 o'clock. So if you spend 1 month with me, you no need to stress, okay? But thing is, in CLI, command line interface, location can be a problem actually. Where is your directory? What you need to configure, that can be an issue actually. Okay, so that will create some cost. But if I talk about technical side, actually, as AWS came into market side 2006 actually. So 2006, AWS came into a market. I was talking about three things, right? IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, right? AWS is more into IaaS side, infra side. Okay. And Azure is more into platform side. Okay. This is a technical difference. Okay. So now you can understand what is the thing. It's not like Azure are not into IaaS side, but infra of AWS is very huge. And another thing, in Azure, there is less competition if you are an experienced guy. There is less competition because many of freshers, they are getting into AWS. Okay. Another thing, if somebody want to ask. And another thing, guys, see, seriously speaking, don't waste your time. Okay. Whatever the thing, don't waste your time. If you are wasting your time, this technology is running very, very fast. Okay. You guys don't have much time. Nowadays, it's not like, okay, I'll take a demo class here, I'll take a demo class here, I'll go there, I go there. No, you are wasting your life here. Okay. 1 month means, if you are experienced guy with 3+ years of experience, 1 month means you are wasting 1 lakh rupees. Okay. 1 lakh rupees plus you are not learning, you are wasting. And after 6 months, you will be frustrated. You won't go anywhere. Okay. This is the thing. If you're looking for classes, regular classes, then you can talk with admin. So that is not a thing. Any question?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, if we learn this Azure,
Yeah.
uh, after we work like our 5 years or something, we need to upgrade to AWS and that another
No, 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 no.
cloud, or else
No, Lalit.
we can work only
That is
for Azure only.
that is not mandatory, Lalit. See, I tell you something. Whether you are learning AWS, whether you are learning Azure, whether you are learning GCP, okay. If you get into one of industry, one of, there is so much of work inside for that particular. So you will not have a time to learn Azure. You will not have a time to learn AWS. If you are in Azure, you don't have a time to learn AWS. If you are in AWS, you will not have time to learn actually. Okay, thing is there is so many opportunities. If you get into somewhere actually, to get into somewhere you need to have a real time exposed. Okay, get into somewhere. That is a thing actually. Getting somewhere is a difficult thing actually. And if you go to some industry, that is not a thing. Don't worry about that. Okay. You no need to learn, you no need to think more actually. Think to get into some industry, Lalit, first. Okay.
Yeah, yes.
One step at a time, one step at a time. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Kishore, do you have any question?
Sir,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate about this Ansible and Terraform?
See,
How do you connect and where do you use?
okay. See. Ansible and Terraform. I am skipping this one. Okay. See, thing is, Kishore, you are staying near to me. You can walk down to here, It's very near. If you have any kind of doubt, you can walk down to their office. Okay. And
Sure.
see, Ansible. You are talking about Ansible, right? And Terraform. Spelling mistake here. Okay, I'm not going more stress actually. See, both of them are configuration management tool. Configuration tool. There is two board here. Okay? Configuration management, configuration tool. Okay. This is a configuration management and configuration tool as infrastructure as a services. You can create infra from this. Okay, if you want to create an infrastructure, you can create infrastructure. If you want to make an infra configuration, you can configure the infra there. Infrastructure means what? What do you understand by infra actually? I told you, right? Infrastructure means, okay, something like IaaS level, something like PaaS level, something like SaaS level, right? You have to create an infra, right? You have to suppose you have to create a something like
Physical
we'll do.
components.
Yeah, right. You just the one with one word you gave me a question answer actually. See, components like something we want to configure something. So from both of them we can create, but major difference here. What I'll recommend you from my experience is Terraform is very, very good and easy for infrastructure creation. Okay. Notice this thing. For infrastructure creation, Terraform is very easy. Okay. But if you want to do a configuration management, see, you created infra. See, something like we created apartment, Kishore, right? We have apartment, right? We created apartment, and then afterward for management, they are charging extra money, right? We are managing apartment as well, right? It's not like we have apartment, we are just, we are not maintaining each and everything. We are cleaning, we are doing each and everything, right? Something like for infra creation, Terraform is very, very good. Okay, very, very easy to understand, not much complicated. Configuration management. If you want to do a configuration management of what? The infra, what you have created from Terraform. You can create from Ansible as well, no problem. But creation is very complicated here. So you can do a configuration management for it. Okay, this is the short and simple answer of this. If interviewer asks you, you can answer like this. Okay. And if you want, I told you, Kishore, right? If you want more deep, you have to, right? You need to join the classes actually. It's not difficult. It's not possible within 10 minutes, but this is a major difference here. Okay.
So will you teach ARM templates also?
I'll teach ARM templates if you are going for Azure DevOps.
Okay.
Okay. And see, Kishore, actually, I know your profile as well. So as per your profile, okay, either you learn ARM templates or either you learn Terraform or Ansible. Okay. Don't go for each and everything. Okay. Otherwise, you will be confused. ARM templates, I'll teach you. Okay. Terraform, I'll teach you. Ansible, I'll teach you. But I want you to be master in one. I want you to be master in Terraform actually. Because in Terraform, you can create from, see, ARM template is limited only for Azure DevOps. You know about this, right? From ARM.
So,
Okay. If you are using ARM templates, these templates are only for Azure DevOps. Okay. Only for Azure. But if you have a knowledge of this Terraform, okay, then you can create a infra in multi-cloud, multi places. Okay. This is the advantage. So ARM is limited up to Azure. Okay. But if you want to get into somewhere, you need ARM template knowledge actually. Either ARM or either Terraform or either anything. And second thing, I'm going to teach you people PowerShell as well actually. Scripting is very important. Scripting, see, Kishore, what I'm going to teach you people. I'm going to teach you people Linux, okay, because you need operating system knowledge. PowerShell, Linux, then after just the basic of Linux, so you can work, So Git and GitHub to Azure Repo to pipeline to CI/CD pipeline to Azure pipeline. Plus, I'll teach you Jenkins, Terraform, ARM templates, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes. These are all things I'm going to teach you. And I'm going to teach, and after I'm going to give you at least minimum, I'm talking five project I'll give you, but you guys need to come here. I will teach you one-to-one. Okay, this is the thing, because in project I have to show you integration, right? Yeah, this is the thing. Okay, Kishore, Lalit, Sai, any question? Sai, what about your profile?
Actually, I'm presently working as QA.
Okay, QA testing. Okay.
So I want to explore my opportunities in AWS. So
AWS,
yes, I want to update myself towards AWS.
AWS DevOps or only AWS?
AWS not AWS only, not DevOps.
See, Sai, sorry, because I'm just here for help. So thing is, what I'll recommend you, go for AWS plus DevOps. Why? Because you are working in QA, right?
Yeah.
In DevOps, if you explore more, actually, in DevOps, there is a thing here.
Okay.
What there is a thing here, in DevOps, we have to do a testing. QA we have. Okay. Means as a fresher or as a, another person, if he is getting into QA, so you have experience in that. So this is advantage for you. So take this advantage. If you switch to a cloud, okay, suppose you want to switch to a cloud, only cloud, you need to have a knowledge of cloud. That is mandatory. Whether you select Azure, whether you select AWS, okay, that is mandatory. But I'll recommend you go with cloud plus DevOps.
Okay.
Because QA is in DevOps. So that is advantage for you. And they'll consider your experience as well. If you are in QA.
Actually, may I know how long it will take to brush up all these skills?
See, if you are going with Azure DevOps, then it will take 75 to 90 days. Okay. But this will includes with the project actually. This includes with the project. Okay.
Okay.
Within 45 to 50 days, I'll make you people capable enough to attend interview.
Okay.
Okay.
So for real-time exposure, that means exposure, do I need to come to that lab sessions or?
No, Sai. See, I'll teach you online. First thing, I'll teach you online. Whenever you have time. Where are you from, Sai? Which place are you?
Actually, I am far away. I am from Lingampalli.
You from Shilingampalli or Lingampalli? Not very far away. It's near to airport, right? Yeah. Not Sai. See, Sai. That is that another advantage I'm giving you. It's not mandatory you come to office actually. It's not
Okay.
mandatory. I'll teach you online actually. Thing
Okay.
is, if you have a doubt, you can come to office. That is my thing. I'm here.
Okay.
Okay. See, I don't want to speak you more actually. See, I'm working more than 10 years. You can understand, right? And I travel more than 30 country. Okay. 30 country. I work more than 10 countries. Okay.
Okay.
So you are going to learn something. That is my thing. Okay, you will learn something actually, something real time, something. It's not like something from people who doesn't know ABC and all they are teaching. It's not like that. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
Sai, you can understand, right? It's very difficult to teach each and everything in one lecture, right?
Yes.
Because this is very vast, right? So it's not
Things
possible.
won't
Right?
fit into single frame.
Yeah, right. Okay, take care of yourself. I am closing now. If you have any question, you can talk to admin. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Kishore. Walk down to
Okay,
office someday,
sir.
Kishore.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You are
Sure,
very
sir.
near to here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Okay,
Python, will you teach the Python one, sir? Because code is also
Python
needed since
scripting. See, Kishore. If I'll teach you
basics,
Python scripting, basics I'll teach. Python
yeah,
scripting.
basics they need it since
Yeah, Python scripting.
functions
If
and
you
loops are
want,
there talking.
if you want me to teach the Python scripting basic, then I'll teach you. Don't worry. Otherwise, PowerShell too, because I'm teaching you PowerShell, right? See,
Okay.
Kishore, either you need the PowerShell, either you need Python script.
Okay. Okay.
And another thing, the time you are preparing interviews, okay, the time you are preparing resume, that is very, very important. What you are mentioning there. If you mention, proper way, then you will get a call on PowerShell. If you mention Python, they'll call you on Python basis.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sure, sir. Okay, sir. Thank
Okay. Take care of yourself. Okay. Bye, everybody.
you. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.